Hey guys, so right now it is Monday night and I should have already had a video up, but I've been busy all day today. And I wanted to make this a very special video because last week I saw a friend of mine upload a video for the In the Flesh series, which is basically talking about what makes you who you are, whether that's why you made the YouTube channel that you have or just what makes you the person that you are, what you've been through. And when I thought about what I could talk about, I obviously wanted to start with my disability, but there's many different things that I can touch on. So this is probably going to be a series of videos. This one is going to be about my disability though. So for those of you who don't know, I was born with spina bifida and I'm in a wheelchair. Long story short about what that is basically I was born with a blister on my spine that was basically a sack of nerves that had to be fixed and had to be put back together, and some were dead and caused paralysis. And then there's, the shunt that I had to get that I guess stops water from going to your brain, and it's a whole bunch of technical stuff that, the shunt, my body already took it over. But in a nutshell, that's what it is. And as many of you have probably heard me talk about before, I feel like I was meant to be born that way. And I feel like we're all meant to be born the way that we are. We choose to come to this life with certain challenges that we have to overcome. And it's up to us how we face those challenges, how we look at them. Do we look at them as challenges? Do we look at them as obstacles? Do we even try to overcome them? So for me, I've always not seen myself as different. Everybody is, so I'm sitting down and everybody's walking. Like some people have blonde hair, some people have red hair, some people have black hair, some people have brown hair like me. It's just another difference to me. So I never really faced challenges in that way. And I was never bullied or anything like that. But the challenges that I face are on a bigger scale, where I have this superhero complex where I want to save the world, and that's like crazy codependent of me, I guess. But one of the things that I feel like I will do one day is make at least my city, New York City, completely universally designed. Because I've had to fight for a lot. Well, my mom has had to fight for a lot and has taught me how to fight for a lot. Whether it be the school not being handicap equipped, or getting the general manager at Nest Coliseum fired because they weren't very equipped. Sometimes it's fun, I'm not gonna lie, because then you get a lot out of it. That's how I met the Backstreet Boys for the first time. But anyway, so, what was I saying? So, I realized that a lot of people will just not try. They won't even bother going to certain places because they don't think they can get in. They don't know if they can get in. And they don't have that fight in them. They won't go and demand what rights should be theirs to begin with. And I can be that voice, because I'm a Norwegian, Italian, New Yorker. and I have that fight in me. So that's kind of been my mission lately in life, to push past my own paralysis in mind, body, spirit, however it affects me. And if you know my business side of things, you know that I believe that paralysis is not just a physical thing. It affects everybody with and without disabilities. And it's my mission to help other people push past it, even if that means they don't believe they can and they don't know what they deserve. So if I can help make somebody who can change something realize that the world needs to be more universally designed, then I'm gonna do it. Every time I'm told no, or every time people assume that I'm just not gonna do something, that's when I come out strong and I do it. Oh, okay, well, this place isn't handicapped. Well, I'm just gonna go anyway. I don't care. Oh, you don't think that I can do that? Or you're like insinuating that I can't do that? Well, I'm just gonna go do it anyway. When you do things in that way, you don't know who you're inspiring that thinks that they can't do something. I've always strived to be independent. I have fired aides in school. Well, my mom has. But yeah, we've gotten rid of aides. Uh, Matrons, I guess you would call them. Helpers. I've just really tried for my whole life to realize that Randy Pouch had it right when he said that you cannot change the cards you are dealt, just how you play the hand. And I try to live that way every single day. And I don't know if I would if I was born any other way. Probably, because I feel like our souls are all the same. Which is a whole nother video for my spirituality. But I like to think I would. And a lot of people ask me if there was a surefire surgery that you can get tomorrow that would have you up and walking, would you get it? I'm like, no. First of all, because I was already told a couple of times that there was a 99% effective surgery and it didn't work. And that was my hip, which is currently out again. Has been for years and doesn't bother me, and I have no interest to go under the knife again. The only surgery I would ever get, if I absolutely had to, would be a C-section. Other than that, I'll take the wheels. I embrace it. Funny little story for you guys. I was wheeling up to, I think, eat lunch and go to the store with a friend of mine when I was younger. And some lady was sitting on the bench on the main road near my house. And she stops us and she's like, "What happened to your leg?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And I went was gonna go on to be like, I was born with spina bifida and I've always been in the wheelchair. So as soon as I said nothing, she cut me off. She goes, "Oh, well, I hope you feel better." Now, depending on your level of comfort with your disability, you're gonna have a different reaction. My reaction was I got pissed off. And I'm very comfortable with my life and my situation. I go home and my mom asks my friend why I'm pissed. And I go, "Ma, does my chair look old to you? Does my chair look like a hospital chair to you?" She's like, "No." Like, this chair is expensive. This chair, granted, I get a new chair every few years, but this chair is permanent. And it doesn't look like I'm just gonna get out of it next week. Why is some lady telling me, basically, that she thinks I'm in it temporarily and that she hopes I feel better? My mom looks, she goes, "That's why you're insulted." And she starts laughing. But really, you have to have a sense of humor. I make jokes all the time about not feeling my feet. Another time, same friend, who I've known pretty much since kindergarten, and I'm 30 now. I was wheeling up the ramp at one of my houses, and it had one of those pieces of wood underneath, like midway, and that's where my feet are level with. So she's wheeling me up, and it was the summer. I wasn't wearing shoes, I didn't have to. And she kind of rams me right into the wood of the ramp. I go, "Oh shit, I'm bleeding." She goes, oh my god, are you okay? Does it hurt?" Straight faced, no joke. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm in agony." And she stops for a second. She goes, "Oh, shut up." But really, you have to have a sense of humor. You have to loosen up. You can't take yourself or your life or your situation seriously or like a punishment, because you're not being punished. Everything we go through in life is meant to grow our souls. And like I said in the beginning, we sign up for it. So we wanted to learn. We might not want to learn in the exact situations we end up in, but we got to make the best of the time that we have here. I do believe in past lives and future lives, but we got to make the best of the time that we have in each and every life for the betterment of our soul. And I've also decided that instead of fighting the system, and this is a good life lesson that I'll leave you with as I end this video. Instead of fighting the system, I'm going to highlight the good places that I've went and the good people that I've come across. Now, that kind of, I guess, is good in a way and bad in another way, because you shouldn't have to be complimented for something that should exist anyway. But I kind of feel like it might light a fire of competition in people to aspire to be like that place if more people are going. So instead of bitching about the places that might not be equipped for everybody in wheelchairs, I will do what I just did for Jones Beach here on Long Island. I might write a blog about a place that I like, which might inspire somebody to go there. that's in a wheelchair, that might not have known about the place or might not have thought that they can go for whatever reason. So I'll get business booming that way instead of shit talking or complaining, which I try not to do. It's all in the mind. No matter what is going on physically, it's all in the mind and it's all in how you perceive life. That is my biggest lesson that I have learned in my flesh. So I will leave you with that, and I'm probably gonna record the next video in this series right now, but I'm not gonna upload it at the same time. So subscribe if you haven't so you can keep up, and I will try to get the next video or a new video on my channel on Monday, which is my normal day. So I will talk to you later, and I'll see you in the next video.